Hey guys, welcome into Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, The Tank. And today we are going to start off fresh with our course correction. We're now, by the way, tap that like and subscribe down below and check our Caleb link. We are switching gears here, and we are going to turn just a bit more into we're still a crypto info channel. We are going to, moving forward on the channel, and you will see, we will not dive so deeply and be so technical. We're going to dummy it down just a little bit more. We're going to, and when I say dummy down, what I mean is cut out a lot of the technical mumbo jumbo with crypto, things that only devs care about, right? The techie stuff. And we're going to cover more general fundamentals on the channel moving forward. We'll have a posting regarding such. We've been getting feedback from the community that would like us to switch gears and not be quite so technical. So that's what we're going to do. Largely, our audience is, males that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s. So, including me. And, there's a couple things that we don't really prefer. One is this guy going on and on about technical mumbo jumbo. So we're going to change that. Anyway, we are changing that. We already did. Today's episode will reflect that. We're going to get into some more basics. Never financial advice on the channel. This is for educational and informational purposes only. We're educating on finance, so that can get kind of weird, but to be clear, and so it never gets weird, we will say we're not financial advisors, because we're not. These videos are strictly for your entertainment. You are never to buy anything because of what we say on this channel. That is entirely up to you and has nothing to do with us. We couldn't be more clear than to say it just like that. Anyway, that said, we're going to be running over some calculator exercises today on our topic. Why VeChain? We already know why XRP, don't we? I hope so. But did we cover XRP, and we're going to continue to, okay? We are going to get, let me get a screen share going for us. Sorry, screen share. And let's go ahead and check out today's cryptocurrency market cap quickly here. 3.28 trillion for a cryptocurrency market cap. Fear and greed dead even at 50. Bitcoin's at 106,000, 2,400 for an Ethereum, $2 for an XRP. VeChain is at 2 cents. So let's bring her up here. VeChain right here, 2 cents. Let's see. Coming in with an all-time high of 27 cents on VeChain. So, why don't we very quickly, let's do Fiat Leak too, by the way. Whoops. Yeah, let's get Fiat Leak up there. And let's take a look at Fiat Leak with the old VeChain very quickly here. Bear with me one sec, guys. Okay, here's VeChain. Whoops. Not Aave, VeChain. We got to go back down the list. They used to have a search. I don't know if they took it away now or I just can't find it on the site. Anyway, a search tab. But here's VeChain. Let it populate. Let it pull up. Let's right now pull up VeChain on... let's see VeChain history. How about that? Let's check, whoops. Let's check VeChain's history. Where's the old AI? That's okay. Let's just get down here and get to VeChain. don't really care about want to see more kind of like how it works. Okay, here you go. VeChain, what it is, how it works, examples in history of VeChain. Okay, VeChain, a blockchain platform designed to enhance supply chain management and business processes. What is VeChain? VeChain is a blockchain ecosystem designed to enhance supply chain management and business processes. It's software. So cryptocurrencies largely are software, basically. Okay, so it's a software that's designed to enhance supply chain management and business processes and serve as a platform for Web3 development. You would say to me, Frank, why the hell do I care about that? Who cares about some software that's out there? Okay, here's the deal. Now, we got to give some information on the channel, okay? Otherwise, I'm not going to know what the hell this stuff is and what it is and why it works. VeChain. I walk in with my phone into the grocery store. I open the camera. I hover over that QR code, my camera, and it pulls up this product. It pulls up whatever this product was that I have in the store, and it shows everything on this product from cradle to grave. If it's a chicken, it shows when it was born, what it was fed, what farm it lived on, where it moved to, what its best friend on the farm, that chicken, what his name was, and where it went to school. It tracks everything. It's crazy. So, the VeChain platform contains two distinct tokens, VeChain token, VET, and VThor, which is VeChain Thor token. That's the energy burn token. The former is used to transfer value across a chain's network. The latter is used for energy or gas to pay for the on-chain transactions. Key takeaways: VeChain is an enterprise-based blockchain, and it is an enterprise blockchain platform that aims to provide a full view of an organization by disintermediating information from data silos. So it creates an interoperability. VeChain also plans to become a leading platform for decentralized applications, cryptocurrencies, and the Internet of Things, which is MIOTA. You might want to get on top of that. That's being connected with the whole everything with the internet without being on the internet. What'd you just say? Yeah, without being on the internet. It's the Internet of Things. Internet without having to be on the internet. VeChain uses two tokens: the VeChain token VET as a value layer, and the VeChain Thor token as the smart contract layer. Now, the history of VeChain: it was founded by Sunny Liu. This is former CIO of Louis Vuitton, Chief Information Officer of Louis Vuitton, China. It started as a subsidiary of Bitsy, one of China's largest blockchain companies, and is among the few blockchains with a substantial customer base among established companies. What's their goal? I could get into all of this. Let's cover that, and then we'll get to the actual why you should even be buying it and what it's going to do, and our opinion on the channel. To enable people to engage with sustainability every day, VeChain will do this by putting more power in their hands to make impactful, informed decisions that influence the fundamental environmental and societal factors underpinning our existence as humans, such as access to healthy food, clean water, and fresh air, which we take for granted here in the United States, that these people do not have this in other countries. With ever-evolving technologies like blockchain, VeChain will help people develop real, meaningful partnerships with organizations, governments, and enterprises. Excuse me. Now, I love to do this. We're not going to do it. We're not going to get into all the details on VeChain because we really don't need to, and we're going to switch gears. Now, what I will say is if I go back to the share screen and we get back to VeChain and we say, since VeChain had an all-time high of 27 cents, I am going to realistically say, excuse me, I am going to realistically say that we are going to easily pull a 3x to 81 cents for a high this next bull run. That's not financial advice. That's just obvious shit stuff. Excuse me. We're also going to watch our profanity on the channel and not be swearing. That's crazy stuff. 81 cents. Excuse me. So 81 cents. So let's take where she is now. And let's say we're going to devote, this is an exercise, never financial advice. You never buy anything because of what I say or do on this channel. This is for informational purposes only. This is an exercise. Let's say we're going to spend, I'm going to spend $50,000 on crypto. Let's take 10K and drop it into VeChain at 2 cents. And to be more exact, so 482,625 shares of VeChain. Pay the exchange, just call it like 482,000 shares of VeChain. So 482,000 shares of VeChain, shares, coins, whatever, coins of VeChain, times the 81 cents. Well, now you've got yourself, or I have myself, or whoever pulled this exercise, has 390,420 US dollars worth of VeChain. When we put it back to USD, what it's worth. Okay. Now, that's that. And that's VeChain. That's what VeChain, an example of what it can do. Let's try something different. Let's go a little heavier on VeChain and drop 20K into VeChain. But it does not pull, let's see. It does not pull a 3X. Rather, it pulls, which is reasonable, a 5X this next run. Pulls a 5X and runs to $1.35 times, I think I said 485,000 shares or something, coins. Something like that. 650. So now after taxes are paid, about $500,000 for VeChain. Spending 10 grand and waiting to the next bull run, which we're in now, but waiting to the next heights. Okay. So here's the deal with VeChain and a few other cryptos. Here's the deal. Crypto is a risk-on asset class that will run up just like any asset class will with the increase of M2 money supply, which we've covered countless times on the channel. The liquid monies, the liquid money supply, large cash deposits too, and things like this, money market funds and things, institutional money, the liquid money and savings, pretty sure travels, checks, everything, all that stuff, checking deposits, things like this. Basically, the money, when that all goes up, when the money gets printed and that comes into circulation, that's part of the M2 money supply. So when the M2 money supply goes up, risk on assets go up. That's a direct correlation that we always witness. One lever gets pulled, the other thing happens. All right. Now, where are we in crypto right now? We're young, right? This is all very new. A lot of folks have never heard of it. Some folks who are in here have heard about this for years. Please bear with us, those folks who've been around for a while. You got to understand that these folks are new in this game, crypto. Okay, so if we're going to educate, we're going to have to bear with the fact that some people do not understand the tech stacks and so forth concerning crypto that comprise crypto. Cryptocurrency projects like a VeChain. Okay, they don't understand. A lot of folks don't even know what a QR code is, which is fine. They don't need to. What I think people need to know primarily is how young, of course, this asset class. Just to remember how young this asset class is. Stuff's common sense. It's young. It's revolutionary. It speeds up the world. It speeds up everything we do, um, particularly concerning finance, the banking system, and cross-border payments and such. Micropayments, the way we pay on the internet, the way everything is done, the way we pay with our phone when we walk up and tap it, or drive through the coffee place and tap it. You know. Okay, so let's get a little bit into VeChain and why we might want to think about buying VeChain. I'm going to go run through some notes here. The ticker symbol for VeChain is VET, V-E-T, V as in Victor, V-E-T, VeChain, V-E-C-H-A-I-N, created by Sonny Liu, Chief Information Officer of Louis Vuitton China back in the day. Smart guy. It's a blockchain. VeChain's a blockchain-powered enterprise platform built to enhance supply chain transparency and efficiency. It launched in 2015. It comes from a country that has a C, and it will end in an A, and then after the C, though, it'll have an H, and then some right after that, it'll also have an I, and then there's one more letter in there that, of course, is an N, and then it ends with the A. I'm doing to confuse the algorithm because I don't want to say that country out loud. Oddly enough, it gets flagged. How weird, but it does. Okay, so VeChain is a blockchain, and by the way, Sonny Liu is in with that country's government, which is difficult to do, and he's in with them. Oh, because that's the thing. If you're not in with that government, you are out. You are not at the table. You are not at the table. It's like that anywhere, but particularly with this country I mentioned. And now, VeChain is a blockchain-powered enterprise platform built to enhance supply chain transparency and efficiency. It launched in 2015, originally as part of Ethereum, but migrated to its own chain, VeChain Thor, in 2018. Now, VeChain is kind of like Amazon Web Services, basically, as far as what it does in the world. It's a blockchain for supply chains. It provides companies with plug-and-play tools to verify product origins, track logistics, and prevent counterfeiting. So I think it's almost a $10 trillion rip-off market now between watches, handbags, art, fine art, expensive art, wine, blah, 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 to verify the authenticity of these high-quality items and such. They don't have to be high quality. High quality. Well, they're normally higher quality because they're more expensive. So, a box of watches comes in, and it's actually boxes of watches will come into certain stores across America, and they're worth millions. Gucci watches, millions of dollars, taken and switched out for counterfeits. So you can see how it will add up. It's trillions of dollars, the ripoff market, and this helps to thwart the ripoffs that are happening because everything's verified on VeChain, so you know exactly what you're getting at that point, and you can say, nope, not accepting this. It's not authentic. I hit the QR code with VeChain and it doesn't match up. That product is fake. Take that away. No, I'm not accepting that, or I'm filing a fraud claim on it. Okay, so that's how VeChain works. Or hey, you know what? I'm not going to go buy that chicken in the store. It's today's date or tomorrow's date. It's too tight for me. What if it's bad? I'm going to take it home and find out the chicken's bad? I don't want to do that and find out it smells weird. No. Now I pull out VeChain with my phone and I literally track everything that's going on with that chicken, what that date is, where it left the farm, boom, 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 so I can more accurately get on top of, is that board on date good for me? Do I want to buy that even though it says tomorrow's date? Tomorrow's date's actually freaking yesterday's date when I look at VeChain and the QR code, see what I mean? It lays everything out that happens, every detail. Who talked to that chicken? No, not quite, but close. Very useful in the world. Will connect and interface with every existing Amazon, everything. It's already doing that. It's already connected with Walmart, China, BMW, a number of merchants, large merchants on the planet. And they're not stopping. Yeah. 3x, I don't know about that. 5x, not quite really sure about that. When we combine where crypto's going, how crypto's exploding moving forward, and um, what we talked about with basic TA and how things run up, you know? They 2x, they 3x. They do. They rarely 50, 100x. They some do. What did XRP? I got a question for everybody that watches the video. What did XRP do? Drop it in the comments. I'll give some time before I look it up. How many X's did XRP do from, let's just say, I don't know, it just after its release, because it was at 1 cent, I'm pretty sure. Let's go back here. I know I'm supposed to have the screen on when I'm talking to you. I forget to do it consistently. Let's go back to the all-time chart. Okay. So let's go back to 2016 at 0.05 cents. It was out for a bit. People are talking about it. Look, you've got months for people to spread the inside word to a buddy or a friend. The world is only so big, especially with technology and everything. Yeah, try to keep something quiet these days. You know what I mean? A large thing or something in the world that you want to keep quiet. You could do it back in the day. It's difficult with all this stuff. People like me are ready to tell you. Okay, so anyway, point being, look at this. 2014, November, she comes out. September, she comes out 2014. You got this that's a full year to September 2015 that the world is yapping about XRP. Yeah, don't tell me it's still down at 4 cents, and it's very likely that someone would have gotten wind about it here at frickin' 0.04 cents. 0.04. Well, you trust the person that told you, right? This isn't financial advice, a calculator exercise. Don't buy anything because of what we say on the channel. Take your $10,000 that your buddy told you that you trust because they've given you good advice before on things like this. And you're like, I think he might be right. Let me do it. 10 grand on XRP. 0.04 cents. Guys, 2,500,000 XRP. Oh my God. Wow, 2,500,000 XRP coins. Well, at $2, of course, that's $5 million before taxes are paid. She's going to 20, 25 bucks here pretty shortly, at least 15, 17 bucks according to TA, to charts and what they will yield reasonably. I'm going to call it a $17 XRP. Coming up this bull run. Might take a little bit longer. We could only see like a $9 XRP this bull run. But it's 17, yeah, that's $42.5 million for dropping in 10 grand. $42.5 million before taxes. Never buy anything because of what we say. This isn't financial advice. This is education on what happens with something, a coin or a stock or something purchased early, and what the magnification of the money is and how that works. That's what this exercise is. This is not to tell you to go buy XRP or VeChain. I'm not responsible for that kind of stuff. Those are your decisions to make. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. And that said, let's run through another one, because we're just running through exercises to show what possibilities are. I don't know if XRP is going to 17 bucks. I mean, I don't know if it's going to 500 bucks. I don't know. All right, let's take a crappy little meme coin. And by the way, these coins have real fundamentals. They have real life, real world fundamentals. We'll grab Shiba in a second. Let's just show an example. And I don't give a rat's ass when anybody says about, oh, it's a okay. I don't want to make my money. I don't want to make my money like that. Are you sure? You don't want 500K out of nowhere here? No, I don't want that. Not from the old Shiba coin. That thing's a meme coin. Say that again. All right, hang on. $500,000 profit in the next period of time. Not financial advice. This is a scenario. This is an exercise that if I were to ask someone, would you like to have $500,000 from your winnings on a Shiba Inu because you bought it very low and it went up high? And people will say to me, that's a meme coin, Frank. I don't want to make my money on that. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, this is where the mentality is with folks. We're here. I am here to play this game properly, have fun, educate. This is what I do. In my private time, I apply the principles and I crush it. And I mean crush it. And I don't even know what I'm doing. How am I doing that? Sorry, I'm popping up stuff. How am I doing that? How am I crushing it, this thing? You don't buy anything because of what I say. I am telling you that I know I'm correct. I'm crushing it. How am I doing it? Because I act like the institutions act when I buy and sell. Largely, the community and the retail investors act as such. Retail investors, I love you, but retail lemmings that do not understand how this works, that sell when the market cranks up. I mean, that buy when the market cranks up and FOMO in and prices soar and they're like, I gotta get some. And they buy at the highest prices. And when shit hits the fan and we got a black swan event and everything crashes and everything is on a fire sale deal, they go, I gotta sell all my stuff for very little money too and get out. This is what? This is the opposite of what we need to be doing. Not financial advice. This is my personal experience of watching. There is a way to do this. It's called what I'm going to do, not financial advice, what I'm going to do, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here for entertainment and education. And what I do is buy the living ton out of this stuff when everybody is saying, get away from crypto. Okay, when that Sam Bankman-Fried incident happened and crypto dropped like a rock, that FTX crisis when he stole people's money. Okay, do you think I bought as much as I possibly could buy with my money at that time when everybody said crypto is garbage, get away from crypto? Get away from it. Do you see how low crypto is? Yes, I do. Buy as much as possible at that time. Wake up. Okay, so this is what I'm here to do, is to help folks to see the truth. Is that is when I buy. I don't care when you buy whatever you want. You buy whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I am telling folks that this is how I operate. This is how institutions operate in Wales. They buy monster amounts. They're waiting for this black swan event. Do they create it? I don't know. I don't think so. If they did, we can't suggest such things on the channel. That would be ridiculous because then we would look not so credible. We'd look like those weird people with a tinfoil hat. So we're not doing that. All right. That's where we're trying to go on the channel, is to get more nuts and bolts, playing with you. Stop with the techie talk. If you can't understand what I just laid out right there, folks, I mean, I want to be nice, but I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that was about as Cracker Jack, cookie cutters. I could lay it out for everybody. I mean, I even showed you with the calculator. What more can you put the rest of the pieces together yourself? I'm not trying to be funny. I really mean that. Can you guys put the rest of the pieces of the puzzle together yourself? Meaning, look at H bar at 14 cents. Don't worry, I'll have some more picks. H-bar is one I'll cover in more detail, but just look at H-bar at 14 cents right now. You know, running back to an all-time high on H-bar at 57 cents. Come on. Knowing what H-bar's doing in the world, and we will cover it. Its technology is not blockchain. It's called Hashgraph, and we'll cover the basics of it. It works. It's genius. I'll tell you a little bit. It was created by essentially working off a mathematical algorithm that said it could actually be possible to run off Hashgraph technology, it's called, rather than blockchain. And it is advanced stuff that could be possible, but don't really know until you get through this super complex mathematical problem, which Lehman Baird did, guy who teaches over at NORAD, over at for the Air Force, was an Air Force professor, mathematics and blockchain guy. Utter genius in this way, utter genius on this planet. We need the math thing done. Where's Lehman? Where's Mr. Baird? We need him. Okay, so he and Mance Harmon, another genius, co-created Hedera Hashgraph together. They saw the world needed it. Hedera is an interesting project, and we're going to cover it moving forward. But yeah, that is a real-life, real project that is going places in the world, is already used by the Navy. We'll get into more of it later. They use it to track weaponry and health supplies and medicines and equipment and personnel and so forth. Yeah, with the blockchain. Yeah, they've been doing it. Oh, they've been doing all this stuff without you knowing. Yeah, you haven't known, but they've been doing it. What's that all-time high again? 50 cents? How about if we take that and pull an easy 5X? Easy 5X on H-bar. Wake up, people, please. Trying to be nice. Getting aggravated. $2.85. Okay, so you got yourself $2.85 H-bar. Remember, another one I said I would drop, not financial advice, never is. $2.85, remember, for a 5-time H-bar, a 5X H-bar. But 10 grand dropped in now to H-bar would yield me 68,166 shares. 68,166 times, what did I say, 285? Well, that would yield almost $200,000 for US dollars for $10,000 worth of Hedera Hashgraph coins. Okay. I'm not interested in that, Frank. I'd rather buy a Bitcoin for $106,000 and all-time highs, what, a 108 or something, 110. So it goes to so you put that in for a Bitcoin and you make 123 or 4 or whatever, and you got to pay out and whatever. So you make like 124,000 on that. That's pretty good. 124 grand you make on a Bitcoin, because it does its 2x, right? Instead, as a calculator exercise, I decided to spend the $106,000 and instead buy Hedera Hashgraph with it, not financial advice. So in doing that, I now got 722,000 shares at that $2.85 for its 5X. Now sitting with $2,059,000. I think I'd rather have, before taxes, I think I'd rather take the $2,059,000 than the $124,000 that I would drop into the Bitcoin for its 2x. Maybe if it's 3x's and goes to 300K, to 300K, whatever, 340,000 for a Bitcoin. Yeah, good. That would be fantastic. That would be, it's gonna bring all boats up. All boats rise with the old Big Daddy Bitcoin, right? It's gonna bring all the cryptos up, and that's fantastic if it does that. So I got 200,000 or so, 250,000 for dropping on 106,000 playing with Bitcoin. Yeah, those are good gains. Do I want the 206,000 or do I want the 2,059,000 dropping it into a Hedera? See? Do you see the difference? I think you do. I think we're done here today. I think I have proven my point on VeChain. To prove it further, I'm going to run through just a couple of quick points, just skimming the surface on VeChain, so that because I'm not going to deny, I am going to cut with the technical mumbo jumbo, but I am not going to deny the essential knowledge on each coin, on each blockchain, and its coin or token. The coin is native to the blockchain. The token is something like an ERC20 token, right? That runs on Ethereum, and that is a token that runs on someone else's blockchain. A coin runs on is native to the blockchain it runs on. You see, this is the difference between a token and a coin. Almost everybody in crypto cannot say and tell us the difference between a token and a coin. Believe it or not, I swear to you, and it's fine. And it's okay, but almost nobody can explain that difference. Pretty basic stuff. The coin runs on your native chain, like that. So XRP is the coin of the XRPL. ADA is the coin of the Cardano blockchain. You getting this? That coin can run on someone else's blockchain, like the Ethereum blockchain, as a token. So a token runs in someone else's blockchain. A coin runs on that native blockchain itself. Okay. Now that we've cleared that up, because we are going to continue to educate people, we must educate. I know it gets boring, but we've got to educate for all the folks who, which is generally gentlemen who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, are literally my audience, guys. Okay, like 3% are females. Hello, ladies who are out there watching. Hats off to you, understanding crypto and getting into the next biggest thing that they don't want men and especially women into. And hello, Gulam, how are you? When will crypto go up? Good question. I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to my comments, to my chat. Hi, Gulam, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. When will crypto go up? Good question. Let me show you. Let me show you on the charts when crypto is going to go up. Okay. It's a really good question. If we look, okay, so Bitcoin, I can click this right here, which is going to give me the market cap of crypto in general and show me where it goes in general. Bitcoin is going to essentially do the same thing, because Bitcoin is Big Daddy and Bitcoin runs the market, essentially. The whole market follows Bitcoin. What happens is we watch Bitcoin go up, and anytime we see Bitcoin going up like this, once it dips down a little bit and starts dipping here, that money will flow into altcoins such as XRP, Tron, even meme coins, Doge, Shiba Inu, and so forth. But they'll also flood into more utility coins like Stellar, Chainlink that interoperates blockchains. So as far as when, here's what we can do. We can jump onto Bitcoin. To answer your question, Milan, it's a great question. Thank you for asking. What we can do is here, let me pull this up a little higher. See this chart right here where my cursor is big? You've got your 20, I don't know if you know this or not, so I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence or knowledge and what they know about crypto and stocks and things. But here's how this works. This is when crypto is young, is nascent. Very young for crypto. Bitcoin's at $600, $800, $300, $200. It jumped up here. It did its first jump here. Christmas 2013, right? It did a hike. It pulled a hike. It went from $100. First of all, it pulled a hike here. Bitcoin in 2012, November, and in December was $12, guys. Okay, A year later, it's $100. I'm sorry, $200. A year later, and not even, it's freaking $600 6 months later, it goes back down. Now it goes back up. It goes back down. It's in the 300 range for a while. We've seen it's at $200, guys, in March of 2015. After we've seen it be here at 600 and so forth. Just some time later, it's there. People still, well, I don't know if I should buy it. Okay. This answers your question on how much time. Now we're into 2017, 3 years later. Boom, bull run. Let me get the box out of the way. See? Bull run, boom. Bitcoin goes to $17,000, $18,000. What? Yeah. If somebody say, you know what, it's $600 or so, it's at $200, $300, I'm going to buy a bunch right here. Well, guess what? It took a few years later for it to go up, to answer your question. Then we went into a bear market, which is this whole time here. This is where, not financial advice, people should buy, right? Because it's at 17, 18,000, it was 20,000. Here it comes back down to 3,000. Buy the living heck out of it. It runs up. You say, oh, I'm going to sell it all. No, you don't sell it. You hold on to it and you wait because that's not the height. And you know it ain't because we're waiting for another bull run, which happens here. Do you see? So each time we have a 4-year Bitcoin halving, the halving cycle, meaning they get the miners for Bitcoin essentially get paid half the amount they got paid for the 4 years ago at the last halving. So it's a halving of Bitcoins. Release of Bitcoin, how much was released, I'm pretty sure, as far as the quantity, how much is mined and released, and also how much they're paid. I'm pretty sure. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. Not an expert per se on Bitcoin. But that's why we see a 4-year cycle. Now, that 4-year halving cycle, you may or may not have known, that coincides with the United States presidential election cycle. What you all also may not have known about is that also coincides with the repurposing or refinancing of our massive debt that happens basically about that every 4 years. And it rolls over. It has to be refinanced. So we want interest rates to be low. Wink, wink. Trump being very aggravated with Jerome Powell right now for not lowering these rates because he's like, we got to repurpose, refinance this debt. What are you doing? It's too high, your interest rates. You crazy? When you start learning about what's happening behind the scenes in finance, what really is going on and what's governing certain key happenings like money printing. When money gets printed, it's crucial. I mean, come on. It gets printed and put into circulation. Now you got so much more money in circulation. It erodes its purchasing power, its value. Inflation goes up. I can't buy as much at the grocery store, right? So my dollars are more like Monopoly money. I got so many of them in circulation. Try to make it simple for you. That's what's happening. So, you ask when it will go up. It's a great question. It's going to go up. It's been going up, I will say. Let me correct myself and say it's been going up based on these cycles. This bull run cycle, how it runs up. If I buy here and hold on to it, and when nobody's going to call the top and know that. Okay? Nobody's going to call the cops. Nobody's going to call the top. Okay? Because you sell here if you know what in the hell you're doing when it comes to investing. Never financial advice. I sell there. I buy in here. This is the time to buy. Here is the time to sell. When it drops so low, you could think about buying some more. This is called the dead cat bounce. I don't really like that, but it's like dropping a cat and then it bounces back up. Or a double top. It's also called the double top. And then we saw the drop. And then we saw it rise back up and people say, I will buy some more. It's going to go back up crazy. It's going to pull a triple top. It's going to go. No, it didn't. And it went back down and it dropped. And we hung here. Look at the time frame. This happened. Okay, this run up took place. Look at the dates inside the box that's pulled up. 10/20/2020. 11,000. Run up to, what did she do? 70, 68,000, whatever Bitcoin did. Run up. How many months later? You ask how long? Well, this period lasted from here to 2018 to 2020. So that was a 2-year period or so. 3-year. So happening here, 17 and 2021. So that's the 4-year cycle. Now, let's look at this. From 2021 to today's time to now, 4 years. Here we have our run. Now, people would say, well, look at this. We went past, right here, we went past the last all-time high. We retraced and came down here a little bit and everything, right, like we wanted to. Oh, and then we ran back up and went way up. Oh, and then we came back down. Is that our double top? Now crypto's over. See? Double top. This is our double top. Crypto's over, and we're now going to go way back down here. Nope. No. No. Watch. Watch this. Oh, let's just find out. Let's just find out. According to... Wait, hang on. Where's my AI? How do you do the old AI? Huh. I don't know. But let's see. Let's do this. According to the top crypto chart analysts, crypto and Raul, go check this dude out. Raul Powell. I'm spelling his name wrong probably. Are we still in a crypto bull run? According to charts. Oh, AI is going to answer. Based on recent analyses by crypto analysts like Raul Powell, go check out who that dude is. Sorry I didn't spell your name right properly, Raul. You know I love you, man, and I always joke about you saying Solana. I think you're awesome, dude. I joke. I try to be funny. Based on recent analyses by crypto analysts like Raul Powell, the general sentiment is that the current crypto bull run is still in progress and potentially has further to go, with a possible peak extending into 2026. I agree with him. It's all opinion. You ask when in the comments. You've asked when, sir. We don't know. He's saying 2026, it'll keep going. I say it will too. Raul Powell's analysis, not just because I want it to be, but just because it all makes sense. Look at the cabinet, pro-crypto cabinet, how they're all holding Bitcoin and what they're doing and what they're passing. This stuff takes time to get through the Senate. They just pushed the first... Guys, waking the heck up. They just pushed the first crypto bill through the Senate. Now it's going to the House to get its final approval. Guys, wake up. Let me finish. A seasoned macro investor suggests that the crypto bull run cycle could extend to 2026 is based on his observation of favorable macroeconomic conditions and historical market patterns, drawing parallels with the 2017 bull run. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes, essentially. It does a rhyme thing. It's never going to exact the same way, but people and everything act kind of similarly 50 years from now as they do today. So history will rhyme. Duh. Macroeconomic drivers, factors like central bank liquidity and a weakening U.S. dollar are cited as key drivers of this extended bull cycle. Powell believes these conditions create a supportive environment for crypto investments. Yes, they do. Number two, global M2 money supply, which I mentioned earlier. Powell observes that Bitcoin and other risk-on assets tend to correlate closely with changes in the global M2 money supply, which tracks total liquidity. Yeah, when that liquidity goes up like crazy, more money to play, more fluid money, risk on assets, there's no risk at all, and everybody just buys those risk on assets. The opposite when it all dries up. Once you see how this game works, one lever gets pulled, that thing ends up happening because the lever gets pulled. That's the rhyming of history. We know when certain things happen, it creates a thing that will domino the next thing. Oh boy. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, yeah. But this is what it's like when these financial whizzes start learning. Not that I'm a whiz at all, but they start learning this stuff and they start getting, oh my God, you guys got to see this. Because it really is this. This is the word that starts with an R, pigeon, sounds like pigeon, and also finance. Really do whip the human beings around in this life, don't they? Like wet dish rags. Anyway, if M2 money continues to increase, he suggests crypto and risk assets will perform well throughout the year. Yeah. Hello? God, guys, how can you not see this? They're ready to print a ton of money. End of case. Case closed. As soon as you hear that, lever pulled, M2 money, crypto going up. When? Some months, literally some months. If you had asked me 3.5 years ago, I would say you got to wait 3.5 years. And by the way, while you're waiting or I'm waiting, I don't know what you're doing. Don't care what you're doing. What I'm doing is during that time, and I bought because I'm smart. Because I understand it now. Because I act like a whale acts with my investments. I do what institutions do with my investments. Okay, you do whatever you want to do. This isn't for financial advice. When everything goes way low, I buy as much as I possibly can of the good projects that are going to go up in the future. I consolidate and get out of ones that I might not like anymore 2-3 years later, and I don't like them, and they've proven to not be the winner I thought they would be. I take the money out of that, and I don't care how low it is. I don't give a shit. I'm taking it out of the sinking ship, stop being children, and I put it into the proper. And meaning emotional. Let's not be emotional. We're not emotional about this stuff. I can get loud and get all excited, passionate, but I don't do that when it comes to click the mouse and make a decision. No, I turn into a supercomputer. I literally do. I literally take my emotions out as much as I possibly can when I do this part. Yeah, that's just me. Powell also cites historical parallels. Powell points out the 2017 surge, which is also driven by macroeconomic slowdowns and liquidity-fueled climbs, like we're seeing now with money being printed coming up, as a relevant comparison. We're going to witness the same thing. Market resilience, despite we saw the same thing. 2017 bull run. Approximate time, election cycle, presidential election cycle, refinancing of debt, interest rates got lowered, money got printed, 4-year Bitcoin halving, all happen at the same time. 4 years later, again, all happens at the same time. Presidential cycle, repurposing of debt, refinancing of debt, and Bitcoin halving, printing of a ton of money and M2 money supply going up. Guys, it's a 4-year thing that happens every year. It happened in 2021. Now it's happening again now. I just didn't want to hit my glasses and smash them. Guys, it's happening again. You're asking me when? Right now. Now is when I'm buying as much as humanly. I can't. I'm done. My bags are packed. I'm done. I'm not buying anymore. I'm done. Done. There comes a point where people can be silly and greedy and ridiculous, and I'm not doing it. Good. How much money does somebody really need? I'm not doing it. I'm good. Market resilience is something else he will describe. He will cite Mr. Powell as to why the market's going to run up through to 2026 to answer your timing question. And starting, I would say when? Nobody knows exactly when. This summer, this fall-ish or so. Stop trying to put such tight of a time frame on it if you're doing that, if people are doing that. He cites market resilience despite recent pullbacks. Powell emphasized the resilience of the market, suggesting investors should remain patient for the banana zone. Sorry, Raul. It's banana, but Raul likes to say AR at the end. Like instead of Solana, it's Solanar. And I think folks from Massachusetts do that too. It's pretty funny. I love to point out the nice, interesting subtleties and differences in the way folks speak, the idiosyncrasies. I love them. I think it's awesome. The banana zone, which he predicts will extend into 2026. You might want to check out some Raul Powell. The dude really does know his shit. Oh my God, he really is. He writes an article. I think he still writes a newsletter. He's been doing it for years. The dude's an absolute genius, and he's into crypto for a reason. Because he's smart, Raul Powell, because he's smart and he knows finance and he knows what the hell he's doing. And he's been around the rodeo few times, guys. And he's not full of crap with knowing the crypto, knowing, this stuff and what he's talking about. No, one thing Raul does, though, is he does like to pump that Ethereum, and I've mentioned it before. And, Raul, you can do your thing with Ethereum. That's okay. Everybody's doing that. I think that Ethereum is fantastic because they've connected with XRP now. So I've turned tail. Now you're my friend, Ethereum. And so is Bitcoin. I try to joke. This tribalism thing does need to end in the crypto space, and it needs to start with all of us on these channels, including me. I have to and have and will am dropping this tribalism dumb stuff, and this is part of our change on the channel, which I'm announcing here today. So welcome, Bitcoin Maxis. And I'm sorry, XRP Army. I'm not abandoning you or us. We are the XRP Army. We now welcome the Bitcoin Army. And the H-bar, what do they call the H-bar? The H-bar, the Hedera, it's something. I'm sorry, guys, I forget your name. Cardano has its community. So does Shiba. So does Dogecoin. We all have our little community, the ones who are something in the crypto space. We all love each other. We're all a family. We're all going to get together and play nicely and play along. What's going to help us to interoperate properly and provide interoperability is Chainlink, the XRP ledger, the interledger protocol. There will not be one chain to rule them all. These blockchains are all going to work nicely together as a breathing, thinking animal that operates and moves value across the planet. As one thinking animal are a number of blockchains making up the arms and legs and organs and cells of this creature that is blockchain, and there may be a few of them running with AI in the world. I'm telling you the future. If it's the future and everybody's going to be using this stuff, we know I'm generally correct in what I'm saying, where the world is going. You know, too. You don't have to be a genius to see that the world is ever going towards more convenience, more tech, more fast zipping things fast on the phone, everything in the power of the hands, but only smaller. Going now to the watch, like I've showed you with the hieroglyphs. That's impossible, Frank. How were they at the height of? They were ancient, they were primitive people. It's how come they build an ancient stone computer like the Great Pyramid, which lays out the speed of light, our place in the universe at the direct landmass. This is still about crypto. Don't worry, I'm making a point. Relax. Impatient. This is why folks can't do well with investing in crypto, because they're too frickin' impatient. Me. Yup, That's why you suck at investing. Sorry to be a jerk right now, but I'm being honest. This is why I sucked at investing when I never did, actually, because I didn't approach it this way. And you invest how you want. I'm not a financial advisor, but wake the hell up. I'm going to start getting a little rough now, because this is why folks can't do well with investing, is because they're too emotional and they can't control themselves. And they want a Charleston chew bar right now, to pull it back to the 70s and 80s. They want a Mars bar right now. I want it right now. Reese's Pieces. I just saw E.T. I want Reese's Pieces right now. It's the hot thing. What about tomorrow when I don't know. I won't want to know anything about Reese's Pieces then. Yeah, people are, oh my God. Okay, how about we break out of this silly little matrix and start thinking for ourselves? This is largely what this channel is about, is to wake us all up. There's a reason why only some people can invest well and do well, and the majority does not. Because the majority, and it's not even hard. Put the coffee down. That's a large part of the problem. Put the coffee down. You do realize that 85% of the populace is hooked on caffeine since the time they were 18 years old. How about come to Jesus right now? Yeah, y'all been hooked on caffeine. All of you gentlemen who are watching me, who are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, I don't care if you get pissed at me or don't want to watch the channel. I'm here to spit the truth. The real ones are going to stick around and keep watching me. This is what's going on, is you're not being honest and real with yourself. You're hooked on caffeine, which is a monster drug. It's got your emotions when you drink it and get your fix in the morning, jumping up and I can take on the world. Where's this crypto stuff? Let me learn it and do it. And before you know it, you're doing, making emotional things that you think are your naturally wired, logical mind thinking. No, it's just ramping up because it's an amphetamine, ramping up what you're doing. It's a stimulant, ramping up, not amphetamine, it's a stimulant. Sorry guys, ramping up what your what synapse firings you have going on, right? It's ramping it up fast, so you think you're being tricked into thinking you're making logical decisions. You're not. You're not. Nope. Drop the coffee. You can't do it, right? Yeah, because you've been doing it since you were in college, high school and college, 16, 17. Time to come to Jesus. It's hijacked your adrenaline system. Your adrenaline system, literally, so that you can't. It did it to me too. I was doing it since I was in college. I couldn't function without coffee because it hijacks your adrenaline system, and you wake up in the morning and you have to have it. But you're not being even, because then you're getting the crash. All is lost after coffee. I need another caffeine hit. Don't bullshit me. I've already done it. That's why I don't do coffee except for once in a great while. Whenever I do, I realize the drug did hit me. Oh, cheers. I got to cheers my microphone early in the morning always. Yeah, the drug does hit you. How about quit bullshitting yourself and cut the coffee? You will feel ridiculously better. You will go through 3 weeks to a month of pain and bitchiness, and you will turn into a little crabber. God bless the wife for dealing with me. It was the toughest thing to quit. I had smoked cigarettes for some time. It was way more difficult than stopping cigarettes. Oh, yeah. Try to quit the coffee. Y'all kidding yourselves? 85% of the world is still hooked on coffee since the time they were 16, and they're not able to invest well because they're not being honest. They're jumping around emotionally from the coffee. Oh, people don't want to hear the truth. Hey, I don't want to watch this guy anymore. He's telling me to stop my coffee. I love that coffee. It's my hair, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait till you try to stop it. Stop the coffee for a few days and see what happens. Y'all be jumping right back on in 2-3 days. I almost guarantee you. Oh, it takes willpower. You got to be strong. And the mind. And the spirit, and then the mind. Spirit's running everything, then mind. Then the body does what the mind says. That's the link. That's how it all starts. So be strong in spirit, then be strong in mind, and then be strong in the body and health and decisions and how happy your life is. It's interesting what I try to spit out for advice on this channel. I think people largely think I'm a whack job, which I really could give two shits, and that's another thing to get to, is to not care what people are thinking about you, generally speaking. If it's ill things, that's their issue. I do want them to see this as a good, beneficial channel, however. Getting back to Raoul Powell, acceleration and deceleration, while there's been talk of Bitcoin cycle accelerating compared to historical patterns, Rect Capital, another analyst, notes that recent pre-halving retraces have slowed this acceleration down. And it has. And what happens is, and what will happen, and I'm going to tell you my opinion, and I think Raoul Powell's right, all that is happening and we're watching it, but here's the difference. Here's how history doesn't repeat and how it rhymes instead. Rather, it rhymes. Is that unlike the other cycles where we did not see the real world usage and acceptance and network effects and adoption of crypto in the real world like we're starting to see now, crypto moves, you got to breathe, Frank. Crypto moves from being speculative, a very speculative market, more to regulated, accepted, can be used now legally by institutions, the large players that come in, and now instead of it just being the speculative asset class 4-year cycle of a bull run where, the kids are playing in the playground kind of thing. The adults come in now, the institutional investors, the adults in the room with the big wallets come in and start playing ball in crypto. And now, in the utility of XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR are being utilized and realized in the real world, and they are going up in price because of their usage in the world now, not because of speculation. Could it go up because of this, that, the other thing? I'm going to drop some dollars on it because it might go up. And then, of course, it drives the price up because of this. No. This is completely different. This is institutional investors coming in with whale monster money saying, we can play ball now. Large asset investors sending, those who've taken their Series 65 exam, sitting at your kitchen table, saying, oh yeah, we can offer you these exchange traded products, ETPs, these ETFs, the exchange traded funds that fall under the broader category of exchange traded products. They're going to sit there at your kitchen table and sell you these things from Schwab and so forth, and say, now look, they're going to say at kitchen table as your financial advisor, right? And they're going to say, dude, RIAs all over the world are going to say, oh, we couldn't do it before, but now we can. Now these registered investment advisors are going to sit at your kitchen table and go, now here's the deal. They said no Bitcoin at one point, and then they said 1 to 2% allocation. We believe your portfolio should consist of at least 30% to 40 to 50% of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. A basket of cryptocurrencies like a Bitcoin and a VeChain and an XRP and so forth. Yeah, not financial advice on the channel. I'm for educational purposes only. That's what's coming down the pike. What's also coming down the pike is this thing is way too big and clunky, and everybody's sick of it because we're so damn picky and spoiled with convenience. And Zach. This is not going to be accepted anymore. No, they will not accept this card anymore. I'll cover the numbers. They will not accept this card anymore. You can't be doing this anymore. This is going to go away. That's too old school and clunky. We don't do that stuff anymore. So is this. Oh, I know we used to do the tap at the register and things. We're not doing that anymore. It's too clunky and I can't. Where am I going to carry this thing? No, now it's all embedded in these with a little earpiece and on here. This thinking computer with the chips that was able to be condensed into this is going to literally be, I would say, 100 times more powerful, at least, integrated with AI and blockchain technology and quantum computing power, probably 1,000 times more powerful than this, but it sits on the wrist. Now you start seeing those guys back in the hieroglyphs back in the day, walking around with the watch, and a couple of them doing advanced stuff like building super stone supercomputers like the Great Pyramid at Giza. Yeah, over 2 million stones that are each cut individually, separately, literally placed properly in place. And we could go on and on and on about the size of them and how they're created. And don't give me no crap. They were not built by humans. And now we're realizing what is underneath the pyramids. 1.5 times the height of the Empire State Building underneath the pyramids. Dude, come on. Primitive people didn't do this. We can't even do it with the most sophisticated equipment today. Okay? So the pyramids were built by somebody or something different. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to suggest what it is. You go the rest of the way. It wasn't people that did it. You give what the other alternatives could be. The wristwatch peeps that was walking around back then during these ancient hieroglyphs that were primitive people worshiping the sun. Okay. All right. I think it's about time to wrap her up here today. I love to blend the real world, wool being pulled over your eyes, what we witness in the world, and how the truth gets kept hidden from us. How ridiculous to keep certain narratives alive in the world. And here we are. July 1st, 2025. A lot of us still believing the same stuff. God bless America and God bless you all. You asked when, that's when, buddy. You asked when, and that's when I went off on the biggest rant in the world. And thank you, by the way, sir, for Mr. Galam, for coming into our chat this morning. And I don't know what to say, guys. We'll cover a new one tomorrow morning. Today was VeChain. I hope you get on board and you check what's going on. You don't miss this thing. I don't know what else to tell you except have a great Tuesday, July 1st in this world, wherever you are. I hope you enjoy it. And I know you're paying attention. We all are. What are we paying attention to? Is it serving us well? Is it moving our life forward in the ways that we wish? I don't know. That's up to you. That's for you to answer. I say have a great day. Don't forget to tap that like and subscribe down below. And don't forget to check our Caleb link. And be good to yourself and find out about crypto. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And tap and like us. Subscribe us down below, please. Have a great day. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow morning, guys.